Aren't you tired of this soy-based entertainment? Well, let the world know by ordering your Soylo, a Soy Wars Story t-shirt, or Tico, a Soy Wars Story t-shirt. Both come in all kinds of sizes from small to 5XL. We're sure we can fit you. And thank you very much for your support of the channel. The link is below in the description. Man, it's exciting. Suddenly I'm a t-shirt merchant as well. Humble Frog, Ink, and t-shirt merchant. Thanks, guys. Who do I blame, Chewie? Who do I blame this on? Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, what indeed. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I am a comic book artist, and I have been for a quarter of a decade, 25 years. I'm also a Star Wars fan, and I've been a Star Wars fan much longer, which is why we find ourselves here, looking at this picture of these two characters overlooking the sea, wondering where it all went wrong. Where did it all go wrong? Who do we blame? Asked Alden. Well, we know who Chewbacca blames, but he's an anti-Semite. Alden isn't, he's, I don't think, much more introspective young man. And he's trying to figure out where it all went wrong, because when he signed up for this movie, he was hoping it would be 23 Jump Street. I mean, he was going to work with Chris Miller and Phil Lord, and they were letting him run lines like you wouldn't believe. They were letting him change lines, add things to the movie, add things to the dialogue. He was having a great time. They were probably laughing over beers at the end of every shooting day, and then suddenly Kathleen Kennedy's stilettoed boot of horror came crashing down, and before you knew it, in came Ron Howard. 80% of the movie was done, Holden. It was done. And then Ron Howard came in, Richie Cunningham, and yeah, he was in no way as cool as the Fonz. In no way. He wanted to reshoot the entire movie. God only knows what he spent. Who knows? Who knows how over budget this movie is? I hope not by much. I like to think of Ron Howard as a professional. I know he turned the movie in on time, but imagine what his face must have been like as he went through reels and reels of garbage of Alden running through variations of lines of dialogue that he thought were funny as hell. Imagine Ron Howard's forehead, his growing forehead, and veins pulsing on either side. Yeah, imagine liver-spotted hands reaching out. Liver-spotted hands with orange matted, hair. Orange matted hair on his hands. My wife, by the way, says, you need to shave your hands. You need to shave your hands because you're not a hand model, are you? But it doesn't have to look that bad. Maybe she's right. I wonder how Ron Howard feels about that. I wonder how Ron Howard feels about this. 49% are now willing to see this movie. 49% of planet Earth. In the meantime, 51%. Yeah, 51% of the entire population of Earth have decided to stay home. This is based on Rotten Tomatoes Want to See poll. Only 10,218 people replied to this poll, but I like to think the polls broaden out pretty well, and they can predict how an entire population feels based on a small slice, a small sample like this. I think it's clear from this that more than 3.8 billion people are refusing to see Solo, a Star Wars story, this weekend. They're staying home from Soylo. They're staying home. They're joining Gabriel, a young man, a teenager who made a video, a much maligned video by opposition forces, by SJWs, by agents of Walt Disney, shills, people who are hoping to be invited to see movies early. For that they sell their soul. To be able to see Soylo, a Star Wars story, early, just 2 weeks early, they've sold their soul. And they're attacking people like Gabriel, who simply says Star Wars is not what it used to be. It doesn't have the same themes. It doesn't mean the same thing to me as it used to. Why? Why not, Gabriel? Oh, here's a reason. Lando Calrissian is now, quote-unquote, pansexual. What is pansexual? Pansexual means you'll stick it anywhere. That is what it means. It means your heart goes where it wants to. Animals, robots, who knows? I really don't know. I don't know, but it's weird, and we don't need to think about it. Simultaneously being told by our critics that this movie is for children, and we need to stop worrying about it so much, while also being told that Lando Calrissian, his male organ, knows no boundaries, knows no borders. It's a confusing message, to say the least. Very confusing for everyone. Tomato meter, 71%. Now, yesterday, of course, it was at 72%, but we were able to find the reason why. Going through the reviews, we found a Deadpool 2 glowing positive review in there, mixed in with the horrible reviews for Solo, a Soy War story. We pointed it out. We had our people point it out on Twitter to Rotten Tomatoes, to the man who actually made the review, and a complaint was made, and before you know it, Rotten Tomatoes grudgingly, bitterly took it out. And suddenly it plummeted down 1 point, 71%. 71%. That's right. However, that's all critics. Hey, that's all critics. Top critics, critics that actually know what they're talking about. Let's find out what they have to say about this movie. Is it going to work? 66%. 66%. That's a failing grade in school. That's a failing grade. Or if it's not a failing grade, it's a D-. It's right on the edge. It's right on the edge of summer school. You have to come back for like 2 months during the summer. You got to go back to school, and they cram you through Algebra 2. They cram you through Algebra 2. You didn't get it the first time. You didn't understand algebra when you had it kind of expanded and a whole lot of days to think about it. You didn't understand it. Then they want to cram you through it in 2 months. Well, I found it to be. I made it. I'm here today. Summer school was okay. I learned what I needed to learn, and I passed the class. That's all that matters. So 66%. Average rating, 6.3 out of 10. That is a failing score. A 63%, that is an F. Anywhere that you go, that's an F right now. It's absolutely shameful. 35 reviews counted. 12 of them were rotten. 12 reviews. Let Alden know. They let Alden know that he should be ashamed of himself. 12 reviews said, Alden, do you feel that? That's shame. That's shame, Alden. So, what are you going to do? I mean, Alden did his best. Harrison Ford came in and tried to help him, as we see here. Solo, a Star Wars story. The secret Harrison Ford told Alden Ehrenreich. He also told him to get out of his chair and get out of his life. That was the one thing I actually heard him say, but I did see photographs of a private discussion where Harrison Ford must have felt bad. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll just tell someone that they're being a jerk and get out of my face, and then I see that I've hurt their feelings. I mean, you can't talk that way to 4-year-olds at the mall. So then I have to take him aside and say, hey, sorry about that, and tell him a secret about Han Solo. So here we go. Solo, a Star Wars story, is almost here, and the cast is talking more about the spin-off movie. Although production for it wasn't smooth sailing, they have gotten some extra help. That, of course, includes some from the original Han Solo himself, Harrison Ford. Yeah, what a great man Harrison Ford is, and he's not taking it anymore. He's had enough. I like that about him. Ford has been vocal about wanting to move on. Please leave me alone. That's what he's saying. Leave me alone. I don't want to be Han Solo anymore. Run me through with a lightsaber if you have to. Leave me alone. But he's still part of it by advising newcomer Alden Ehrenreich on what he should do with the role. Ehrenreich, director Ron Howard, and producer Kathleen Kennedy revealed some of what that collaboration entailed. Oh, look at Ron Howard, ready to go. I like his orange beard. I like it. It looks nice. Ron Howard claimed Ford shared what Solo is torn about. What is he torn about? The director has talked about Ford helping the cast better understand the character than he has he has been tied to for decades. Part of that is what makes Solo so conflicted.
Oh, I get it. He's conflicted. I got it. Yeah, all right.
The director said, according to Entertainment Weekly,
Harrison's a thoughtful actor and an artist, and I wanted to know what he has learned about the character. He said Han has always been torn between the sense that he was, in a way, an orphan, and therefore both yearned for connection with people and struggled with it at the same time. I thought that was pretty interesting.
The movie does look like it's taking some fun things from the heist genre. Is that it's taking things from a heist? But it sounds like the film might also heavily focus on this yearning of Solo's. Yearning. Given what Ehrenreich has said about the tone of the movie, well, what did he say? Ehrenreich teases that the movie will be dark. Well, it is dark. It's been a very dark experience for him. He was hired. He was the first one to ever audition for the role of Han Solo. He immediately snagged it. Chris Miller, Phil Lord took him under their wing. He was having a great time. He felt he felt better than he'd ever felt. They were treating him well. They were letting him. They were pretending like he was able to improvise. They were doing all kinds of fun things with him, and he felt great. And then those two people were murdered, thrown into a lake. I haven't heard from Chris Miller or Phil Lord since. I assume they're dead. Yeah. I can't prove that. That's how I feel in my heart. And then suddenly Ron Howard comes in. He's like, all right, man, what the fuck? Like that. That's Ron Howard. The star hasn't just teased what advice he got in order to do the movie, but he opened up about how the movie will be. One of the fun things about this movie, but also one of the things that really shapes him, is that it takes place in the real dark underworld of the Star Wars universe. Ehrenreich said, according to Entertainment Weekly. I wouldn't listen to Entertainment Weekly. They don't know what they're talking about. I wouldn't trust them that he said that. Does he look like he's talking about that? Does he look like somebody who would say something like that? Yeah. Screw Entertainment Weekly. Screw him. Number 3. He also said his Solo is more of an idealist. Here he is on the toilet. Oh my god. So what is young Han Solo like? He has a different outlook on life. I think the main thing that's different is that the Han that we meet in this film, is more of an idealist. He has certain dreams that he follows, and we watch how it affects him in those dreams meet new realities, Ehrenreich told Entertainment Weekly. Again, not a trustworthy source. Realities that are harder and more challenging than he'd accepted. I think you meant expected. That's fine. The screenwriter said the movie is a love story, didn't he? Yeah, he did. He did say it was a love story. He said it was a pansexual love story, which was really fucking weird. A lot of people are still trying to deal with that. I hear about that constantly. People are like, please, help Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Help make this make sense. I can't. How can I make sense of that? Scriptwriter Lawrence Kasdan revealed that the movie is a love story, but not the kind you'd expect. No. Why would you ever expect that? Why would anybody expect that it would be a love story between Lando Calrissian and his robots, or even a love story between Lando and Han Solo, or even a love story between Han Solo and Chewbacca, most of which takes place in showers. There's shower scenes between these two. That's what I hear. It's absolutely breathtakingly awful. To me, this is the love story between Han and Chewie, she said, according to E! News. Their relationship has always been my favorite part of the saga, and the fact that only Han understands what Chewie is saying, I think that's a very funny possibility for comedy. I don't think it's funny at all. In 2015, Ford said whoever plays Solo should make the role his own. Hi, sir. Thank you for all you did. I know you couldn't handle this. You couldn't control this. We're just gonna try to deal with it, sir, if that's okay with you. Yeah. Talk to Harrison Ford with respect. I know he's a cranky old man with an earring. He's got a little diamond earring. Maybe it's a hoop now. I don't know. I hope when I'm 60, I get an earring. But yeah, he's mad about a lot of things in his life. Things didn't go the way he planned. He didn't plan to be an icon, beloved by my generation. He didn't plan on that. Yeah, it just sideswiped him. Imagine how pissed off. The original Star Wars actor seemed pretty unbothered about the Solo movie. He didn't care. In other words, that's an interesting way of saying. Somebody said, "Hey, are you excited about seeing Solo in the theater when it comes out?" And he just smiled his toothy Chad grin and said, "No, not really." One of the best moments ever. Yeah, I do. You are still my hero, sir. But when asked about what he would say to the actor who would step into the role, he said, I would say, talk to your director, watch the movies, and welcome aboard. Make it your own. All right? Am I done? Let me get out of here. Yeah, that's our Harrison Ford. Ford told Ehrenreich to keep his advice secret. Yeah. The Han Solo veteran told the actor to keep his advice a secret. Tell them I told you everything that you need to know, and that you can't tell anyone, Ehrenreich said, according to Entertainment Weekly. Oh. So he didn't tell them anything. He just said, tell them I told you something. But there are still some things about Ford's involvement with the prequel. I love this, man. More and more. More and more. I love that. They're going to ask you. For, what did I tell you? What secrets? They're idiots. Tell them I told you everything, but I can't. That you're not allowed to tell them what I told you. Okay? All right. See you later, kid. That's a man. We're losing people like this right now. We're losing people like this. We're not making any more. We're not making any more men like this. Not with Thundercats roar. We're not. No. Ford talked about his first time reading Star Wars. Although Ehrenreich won't reveal Ford's advice, producer Kathleen Kennedy did talk about his time working with the production. She said, what Ford did so beautifully for Aldrin was he talked a lot about what he remembered when he first read Star Wars and what George had done with Han. Yeah. I need to speak to Jabba. You will take me to Jabba now. I will take you to Jabba now. Who the character was and the conversations he had for so many years with George about how the character developed. He gave Alden the kind of insight which was invaluable, and there were several times during the course of making the movie where Alden would actually recount some of the things Harrison had pointed out. Oh, that's nice. All right, that's beautiful. Trump's approval rating, about 98% right now. Congratulations, Mr. President. So yeah, we're in real trouble. We have 4 days until this movie comes out. I mean, I'm in real trouble because I got to see this. This will be my face sitting in the theater. This will be my face sitting in the theater as I try to get through Solo, a Soy War story. I can't. I want to get it over with. I want to get it over with. I can't. It's like torture. It's, you know what? It's the anticipation of it that is worst. That's the hardest thing to deal with, is just knowing it's coming. It's agony. But here's where we're at, folks. 49%, 51% of the population of planet Earth has joined a boycott to not see this movie until something changes drastically. Maybe Disney needs to stop making Star Wars movies. They said that we will not live to see a day when the last Star Wars movie has come out. That is the threat that they made to us. I take it personally. I think you do too. Yeah, let me know. Let me know your feelings about this in the comments below. Check and see if you're subscribed, if you're still subscribed, because a lot of people are being unsubscribed by YouTube. It's weird. It's weird. I can't explain it. I do take it personally. Subscribe if you haven't. And, yeah, like this video if you liked it. Thanks very much. Bye. Just another chance to thank everyone who supports this channel. I mean, everything that you do, whether you just watch this video and give it a thumbs up, if you've subscribed, if you've told a friend about it, if you've shared a video on Twitter or on Facebook, all of that shows support and love and really helps out this channel as it grows from infancy to full-grown adulthood. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to the Patreon. Very much appreciate you. And everyone who donates during the live streams. You know, you can click and send super chats. Those are very much appreciated as well. Really, I mean, this channel is growing so quickly. 42,000 at this moment. Thank you.